Hey guys, welcome back. It's week 2, day 2, and today we're going to take a little bit step down in intensity from yesterday. We're going to try for 3 minutes total time in the L-sit prep on blocks, and we're going to break that down into 6 repetitions of 30-second holds. Once again, if you can't hold the entire 30 seconds lifted, that's perfectly okay. Just set your body back down on the ground and continue pressing into the fingertips and pulling those hips back, feeling that engagement in your TVA. And that's going to build strength, so eventually you'll be able to hold yourself up longer. Remember here, the focus is pulling back rather than lifting up. So the most important part is to focus on that engagement and pulling back. I'm gonna roll out my wrist a little bit to get started here. Can do some stretching. Always feels good to stretch out my wrists after a day working on the computer. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. First rep, pressing down, pulling the hips back, thinking about engaging in my core, pressing those fingers down into my blocks. Try not to dump too much weight into my wrist there. Pulling the hips back further. Even if there's not a perceptible movement there, just putting your focus and your intention on pulling back in the hips is going to engage that TVA more. There's number 1. Whew. My wrists are extra tired today. Usually I do my own exercising after I do these videos, and today I did it before, so I'm a little wobbly. Whew. Okay, feeling it in those hip flexors today. You may be too, right along here, so feel free to take a stretch if you need one. I'm gonna go on to round number 2, 30-second hold, pushing down, pulling those hips back, and squeezing your yoga mat along with you like I did. If you're getting any quad cramping, you can point your toes, but be careful when you point your toes. You see the tendency of the hips to move forward like that. We wanna make sure that we're engaging and pulling those hips back, even if we point the toes. So maybe if you decide to point the toes to relieve some of that quad stretching or quad cramping, you can go ahead and pull the hips back after that to make sure that you're engaging. Almost there. And 2. Whew. Working hard this week. Be proud of yourself. Thank yourself for showing up today. This is hard work. Take a little quad stretch in between, come into a little low lunge. Gives you a nice stretch through the front of the leg. Oh. It's important in squats like this to make sure that your knee doesn't come further forward than your big toe. That will make sure you're not hyperextending any of your joints and keep your body safe. Ooh. Switch it out and just take a couple of rest breaths here. Feeling all the blood flowing in our bodies as we wake it up, get it flowing, get it going. Appreciating our body's ability to respond to what we ask it to do. It's a wonderful thing to be able to ask your body to do something and have it respond. So show yourself some gratitude. Okay, number 3. Pressing down, scooching those hips back, closing your eyes, thinking about how the engagement feels in your core. Can you feel the TVA wrapping around? Do you feel it in the front, along the sides? Can you feel it in the back? Do you feel your QL, your quadratus laborum, the lower back working? Stretching out. Almost there, almost halfway. Feeling the body shake, coming down if we need to. Halfway there. Good job. Rolling those wrists again. This one always pops for me. This one doesn't. What does it feel like to be you and your body today? How is it going? Is it harder than yesterday? Can you feel your TVA more or differently? What's it like? What are your wrists like? Just pay attention to what it's like to be you. It's going to change every single day. And the important part of yoga is learning to greet those changes and accept them. Okay, ready for round 4? Let's do it. Pushing down. Scooching those legs back. Closing my eyes, not watching that timer. Everything is easier for me when I don't watch the time ticking. You can do anything for 30 seconds. Pull those hips back, even if you're setting down to the ground, pull those hips back. Feel that engagement. And 4. Let's take a little hip stretch here in the middle. I don't know about you guys, but my hip flexors are pretty sore today. We take our soles of our feet together, and you may be really close in, you may be really far out. Just find something that's comfortable where you don't have to strain. Exhale and just lean forward a little bit. You don't have to come all the way down onto the floor. We don't have to break any flexibility records here. We just want to feel some stretch and relief in our hip flexors and our quads. You can place your hands on the insides of your knees. Press down a little bit. If your knees experience any kind of discomfort, scoot your legs further out. Place your hands closer in on your thighs to press down. Feeling a nice deep stretch and release in those hip flexors. They're very strong, powerful muscles. There's a lot of them packed in there, so we've got to give them some special attention to loosen them up. Take as long of a rest as you need. If you need to do a few repetitions of this and come back to it later during the day, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do everything all in a row like we do here on the video. I just do it so you don't have to follow me around all day long. Okay, number 4, when you're ready, let's get reset. Okay, we can do this. We can do anything for 30 seconds. Pushing down, sliding those hips back. See how far back we can get. Whew. Feeling the body shake, that prana, that energy, life force. It's a wonderful day to be alive. Be grateful for your strong body today, for the growth, pushing yourself, finding your limits, growing past them. It's a good day to be you today. Whew. Okay, almost there, guys. Stretching those wrists out again. Pausing to think a moment about how our bodies feel, what's different. How did we feel when we got to our mats compared to now? You feel your heart rate a little elevated. Mine definitely is. Feel that blood pumping. Breathing a little bit heavier. What's it like to be you? Notice those changes, they're important. Okay. Last one. Ready for this? We got it. 1 to go. Press down, scooch the hips back. You got this. Last one. If you have to sit down, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Be where you are today and be grateful for showing up for yourself and putting the work in. Everybody is at a different place in the path, but we are all headed in the same direction. A few more seconds. We are almost there. Feeling that body shake? And release. Feels good. You can hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being here for yourself. Thank you for sharing your time with me and joining me in this challenge. It's a lot less lonely when we do it together. We can achieve more together than we ever could separately. And I really appreciate your participation. and your support through this process. I need you guys in this just as much as you need me, and I really appreciate you joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow.